Alright, welcome back everybody. This is live trading on 7/7/2025. Fucking late again, like kind of pissed. Before any entry would occur, I got 2 minutes, so. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna chill out because that's not London High. Yeah, it is. So, yes. Okay. Alright, so Asia low was already taken by that new week opening guy. Let's take a look at what this is, this is the only thing that is H4 external range liquidity. Yeah, that H4 movement is unclear. So, about daily. So, we can look at this as daily external range liquidity. That's daily external range liquidity. Alright, I think that's the previous weekly high and weekly low. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Sunday, 1800. Yes. Previous weekly high. Previous weekly low. Alright. Okay, still no entry from that yet. Just gonna wait on that. But daily, yeah, previous weekly high, previous weekly low. We could probably write out the previous day high, day low. That would be very helpful, wouldn't it? Everything feels so slow on my computer. Alright. Previous day high, or previous day low, I mean, and then previous day high. So much time-based liquidity, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Alright, well, that was the movement already, so that's fine. Whatever. Let's trade into London. I will say this, well, first, just looking at, red folder-wise. There's no red folder for a lot of the week, actually. One thing I want to see is... Yeah. There is no H4, so I can't gauge whether it aligns with H4 or not. This would be, if we traded into previous daily low, I would say that, because that is external range liquidity. Alright, that is external range liquidity. So if we traded into that, otherwise I would use conservative risk. If we trade in previous daily low, let me take this off for a second. Traded into this previous daily low, I would use a potentially aggressive risk. Daily wise, let's go back to the daily. Daily, it closed through external range liquidity. Didn't create internal range liquidity. It might create internal range liquidity here. It closed through though. It could be either way. I mean, overall though, it is technically more of a bearish movement there. But that 1 hour is not shifting down. So that's kind of like an example of a way to look at it, I guess. I'll probably start doing that actually. In which case, at this moment, I would see that more as like more as bullish. So we'll see. But overall, like yes, that could be a potential bearish movement. Let's see what the 1 minute's doing here. So we got a reaction off London low. Start looking at some of this in here. How's our volume? Volume is just fine. It's very much just fine. A lot of volume actually. High volume, negative delta. It's definitely just that candle alone, obviously. I mean, trapping sellers for sure. All right. Yeah, because if there wasn't 4-hour liquidity close by, I would want to see one of these taken before I use aggressive risk. So it would be conservative risk if I were to take a long off of this, or a short down to here. That's how it would be so far. Yeah, you really would have had to be a discretionary play to get in on this little thing. No way. No way I would have consistently done that over time. Just always would ask myself. So just as like I'm like looking at this, I'm like, oh my god, if it creates a fair value gap, it's like, I'm just going to wait. We traded into the level, did not sweep liquidity within it. So it's like, I'm just going to wait and see like, okay, does it create a fair value gap? Okay, if it creates a fair value gap, how does price then respond to that initial displacement? Because going back to this, like here, it's like if it doesn't sweep, sweep and no sweep, right? I'm looking for a little bit of a different thing. So, in terms of like risk, yeah, this is playing within. I just want to be mindful of the fact that this is playing within a range of H4 liquidity points, playing within a range of daily liquidity points. And so I'd want to use, well, not daily liquidity points, but almost. But certainly H4 liquidity points. So I'd want to use conservative risk until that. So here's created a fair value gap. Now it's like, okay, how does it respond to that fair value gap? This is fun. I don't know why I keep showing up so late. I was like tired this morning. It just took me a long time to get ready. So it's like, this is why, like when there's no sweep of liquidity, it's like this is why I wait. It's like, because oftentimes like your stop loss is that liquidity being induced to then sweep and then give the real move, right? So it's like, if you wait and then you see that displacement, maybe this gap is reclaimed up, something like that. Overall, I'd be more bearish at this point, but I'd want to see a bearish fair value gap. There's not risk reward down to this level yet. So just give it a second. So I'd want to see some sort of progression from this gap, like changing the state delivery or something. It's not going to do it all the way in one candle. Just going to see if it does or not. almost did. It's like that gap was reclaimed. All right. Why is it so slow? Holy crap. All right. So just in a low risk, long. I would say if that creates a fair value gap, then I will keep my stop loss right where it's at. Just watch it for a second. I mean, I'm actually going to put my stop loss right here. London low trade. And so I'm going to keep my stop loss at London low, which is 22,908. All right. And then Asia high. It's a conservative risk trade. Asia high is 23,027.25. All right. So that is that position. That is a what? Just 2R. Just let that trade run, to be honest. So yeah, it's conservative risk. If it had traded down to previous daily low, I would have put full risk on that. But it's because there's no clear H4 movement. I'm not gonna like say that this aligns when it just no way it does. Absolutely no way. So looking at this, like I would say like we're getting in squeeze territory for sure. So I'm bringing my stop loss up to this, at least this low where I did have that once. Well, I mean, it progressed, actually. I would say that I'm just going to do that for sure. Because we're in squeeze territory. I don't want to see price reversing from places where we should be squeezing opposition through. So, let's see. Okay. Jesus Christ. Well, I will say, like, That's probably a reversal. Let's see. I mean, it's just. What a fucking candle. I don't know why it's saying invalid date. It's a 9:45 candle. Okay. A lot of buying in that. Yeah. Well, let's see if it gets rewarded or not. Do something really quickly. Okay. 1 minute. Holy shit. I swear my stuff is not working sometimes. I think it's just sometimes like all of this stuff. Wow, did that just squeeze up? Oh, it definitely did. Well, we'll see if that squeeze continues. I don't know. But, some kind of nuts ass price action. Yeah, now I can see the times though, so. No more progressions. I'm not moving my stop loss anymore. Just waiting to see. Excuse me. Definitely want to see, like, there's so many people in here who got in short. I want to see those people squeezed. Absolutely. Want to see those people squeezed. Because, like, once it squeezes these guys, squeeze these guys, squeeze these guys, all that shit. Market maker mom, you know. So, we'll see. But it's quite a consolidation right now. We'll see if we get an expansion out of it. Just gotta remind myself to focus on the system. Focus on the system. Squeeze them, squeeze them. All right, definitely gonna move my stop loss to this low on that candle. Small movements, but just keep progressing it up and up. The 2R region, like, to me, like, I mean, is there anything, I don't know, maybe we could just say, like this is the 2R region. It is the 2R. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Like, Asia high is the 2R region. It's 1.9R. So, once it squeezes these people, I'd bring my stop. Well, actually, just something to keep in mind. Breakaway gap as a squeeze. I would, on that candle, yeah, I would actually bring it to, that's a little too aggressive at the moment, but what I will do for sure is trail up to here. I will trail up to here. Why is this too aggressive? I mean, in theory, it's not. Alright. I mean, it's not. It just feels aggressive because it's a big candle, and just kind of sit with this for a second. It feels aggressive because it's a trailing that is more than price's movement. That's why it feels aggressive. But it is a pattern, yes, it is a pattern, RDRB, and a breakaway gap. It is a pattern. So I would say, like, you know, this would be what I would call the first consolidation of the market maker model. And I would not want to see a reversal from that first consolidation. So I currently have my stop loss this low, that displacement leg right here. If this creates a change in state of Livy or something, I'll trail it up to right here. Just going to kind of wait on that. I want to make sure, like, it's an appropriate level of aggression that I'm having. It's not about balancing aggression and being conservative. It's more about just, like, I don't want to think of it like balancing that. I more want to just think about, like, what is the appropriate level of aggression, especially given the way the price is chopping. Like, I want to see something more from this level before I trail all the way up to here. This is a fine initial place. I'll just go like this for right now. What does this look like on a 15-minute? Just swept the high within the fair value gap. Because I would be trailing up my stop so like, let's see, price went up from entry, went up 28 points. If I were to trail it to here, I would trail my stop loss up 35 points. So it just doesn't seem appropriate yet. But I will watch this. I don't like what I'm seeing, but it's fine. It's just gonna give it room. That's the RDRB right there. See if any sellers get trapped. I am aware of the breakaway gap. The reason why I'm a stop loss here is because it is like the respecting of the breakaway gap. right? It's not that I'm not like, oh, if it trades in, we're going to reverse. Not at this moment. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I want to see that breakaway gap respected. And if we start creating bullish order flow out of here, then I'll trail stops up to that breakaway gap, and I don't want to see it traded into. Just gonna get rid of this for a second. Yeah, I definitely want to see like passive buying on the long side win against any passive buying on the short side here. So I want to see a squeeze of these people. There's a lot of people who went short as well. Like quite a lot of people who went short. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. Come on, NASDAQ. Squeeze them. Squeeze them. It's not squeezing them, man. You're not squeezing them, NASDAQ. A lot of buying at the top of that candle. Oh my goodness. Phew. Shoot, fucking 10 o'clock. Damn it. I didn't realize it was 10 right now. That's fine. It'll be interesting to see how 10 reacts. Yeah. Slid right all the way back down. See if that goes or not. That was a very small loss, but I don't know, it was a solid setup. Just it's fine. There's no more trades for today, so keeping that small. I don't know, I got sad and I was like, right when we were up here, I was like, oh, we're definitely gone. I was like, for sure. For sure. But there it goes, just squeezing everybody. I mean, look, it could go short. I'm not. It's out of my trading time. I just no longer am I doing that. How was the volume? Very high on that candle. Kind of low on the second candle. That's why you trail a fucking stop, man. Look at that. Well, I mean, I don't know what else. Not really much else. Um, I'm done. Like, I'm done taking trades, but I am watching in just a few more minutes just to kind of see how price is reacting. This is one big, I mean, pretty big consolidation, to be honest. A lot of selling down there. Yeah, I'm starting to get to this point where like it's interesting. Like I actually get like really confident that a setup's gonna win because I've just seen like so many fucking wins. Is the truth. And so like when I see a setup, I'm like, I just like I'm really just like, oh, this is gonna win. And then I'm like, damn, it didn't win. What the fuck happened? But it's I think it's a good thing actually. I don't think I know it's a very very good thing that place that I'm like going into because I'm starting to gain like actual confidence because I'm gaining actual results over time. Um, they're not perfect. I make decisions improve them, like decreasing my trade time, for example, to just this first 30-minute period. Absolutely, that will. I know that. Well, it's data driven. You can see in the weekly review, like it's a very highly data driven decision. But it's also it's just I don't know what I'm saying. It's it's also that I just like intuitively figured it out. And that's just how I'm going to be. I'm going to constantly be looking for ways to improve the system. Um, so yeah, that is the secret sauce. It's just looking at data, feeling the intuition as well. And it's just like, okay, what can we do here? So far, damn near nobody made money today. I'll just say that. Now, if they could, like if we trade down to previous daily low, they will. Some shorts definitely made money. Some longs made money too. If you were like some whack job who like was down in here somehow, you probably made some money. But it's just very very consolidatory. This likely would have been a day in the past where like I would have gotten absolutely annihilated, potentially. And I'd look back on a day like this, and it's like I just go like this. I'd be like, well, that's all that happened today, and it's like, damn, you really just got clapped for no fucking reason. And that's why I just make sure I don't get clapped. I mean, I'm literally like $60 on a 50K. I mean, this is actually like, I don't care about that, right? It's more like, I don't know, like, I think it's okay to feel a little bit as a trader, because I celebrate the wins too, to be honest. I like jump up and down and shit. But to do that means, if you're going to celebrate the wins, you're going to feel the losses a little bit harder too. But I actually don't think it's a bad thing. I think the only time that it becomes more problematic is why you're jumping up and down. If you're jumping up and down because you won this trade, because you think that, because now you finally believe in your system, like that's maybe not it. If you're jumping up and down in this trade because you won, and that feels fucking amazing, that's, I think, very healthy. You have to, like, for me, it's just getting clear on, like, what is the game that I'm playing, like, do I see this win as now, like, a form of certainty? Or am I just, like, really, really fucking psyched on the fact that I just hit a fat win? Like, just saying it gets me, like, so excited. I mean, and I think, just, like, look at Jordan. Michael Jordan, you in the heat of the game, sure, like, you stay relatively even keel. But it's like, there's still moments where you'll see Jordan, like, he's feeling himself. And it's like, both ways, right? But in both ways, he might be feeling really pissed. He also might be feeling really, excited. I mean, yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. Truth is, I love trading. I absolutely love trading. I mean, something in the past, like, this is just like this is not a small thing. It's a massive part of my edge. It's like, this is where I got stopped out. In the past, I would have gotten stopped out down here. And when I see this, like, that is an aspect of a win. it's not a win in P&L, but that is a win in terms of progression of me as a trader when I, over time see, and this is just one example, but like, I mean, like I see this literally damn near every time when I get stopped out on a trailing stop, I would have gotten stopped out in full. That is a huge part of my edge. Huge. Trailing stops are just absolutely huge part of my edge. So, yeah, I'm pretty psyched on that. All right. Well, and one thing I would do too is I'd be like, I'll blame it on red folder. I'm like, oh, there's not much red folder today. There's no red folder. This is a low red folder week. I mean, there's 2 days of red folder. Like, we got Wednesday, Thursday. And you just look at volume. I'm keeping a 30-day, just like general activity in the market, I'm keeping a 30, I don't know if I'll open my files on here, but I might do that afterwards. I'll keep it open next time, but like I'm keeping a 30-day rolling average of the volume from 9:30 to 9:45 and 9:45 to 10. And like I can tell you that today had above average volume at 9:30 to 9:45, so this period in this consolidation right here. It's actually not so yeah, I guess consolidation, but like this sweep into the fair value gap, trade into London low, push away from it. That was above average volume. And it was below average volume during my position. Below average volume during my position. Or a bit average, but just interesting things. I find it, I think it's important. I'm using that 15-minute candle line because like I gauge risk around that. I'm using it as like as a gauge for just general activity in the market. So volume, overall high volume, overall high activity, and then as well as trading into key levels and getting reactions from them, that increases to me the probability of that reaction because it's just an active market. So I can look now, I can kind of look at some things that I didn't really do as much. It's just look at like the volume of the reactions that I traded. Overall though, yeah, I mean, this much higher volume. You can just see that, like that whole movement, much higher volume. There's a high volume into the London low. It wasn't actually that high volume out of it, and that's fair. It's higher volume kind of back into it. Maybe the previous day low is more likely, I don't know. I'm not just using volume, but yeah, just all right, that's it. I was talking for a while, but I'm gonna log this trade and get this video up and